This is odd.
This is odd? What's odd?
That's when I asked them, they told me that it's programming language. R is a programming
Oh, this is R. Yes, yes. This is R. This is the best library in the world for data visualization. And that's.
It was the first time I heard of it last week when you told us.
Hey, you're coming to the class? Cool,
Yeah.
awesome. Welcome. We have our favorite. Do you know anything about maps and Google Maps API, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes, no? Have you used it ever?
But I can just look at the document.
Dr. Sala is looking for somebody who can give a workshop.
Who is that?
My neighbor, Dr.
Sai.
Yeah. Just in case.
No.
So cool. Somebody else coming. Okay, cool, awesome. So today's class, it's going to be about, I'm going to teach you, as I was saying, to what's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
It starts with J. Jumana.
Club Jumana. Hi, Jumana. I was saying, I'm going to teach you all the secrets of data science. As you know, I'm a very famous data scientist.
Design thinking.
And design thinking. I'm writing a book now about data visualization, how to visualize data so people buy your story. So if we have time at the end of today, I will show you some tips, tricks. But today the agenda is I'm going to teach you analytics. What's analytics? And if anybody heard before this word, analytics? What's analytics? Can you say your name before you speak? Abdullah.
Analytics is just the words to analyze something before to like processes, like structures, like kind of things that you would like to make a bucket for
Okay, anybody else? What's analytics for you? Nice bag, by the way.
Nice bag or bag?
No, the bag is nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is it Gucci?
Yes.
Mm. What's analytics for you?
To analyze something to get statistical information about
Statistical information.
Yeah.
Nice, yes. What about you?
more details.
Details.
To look at data and interpret them, to make use of those data, to improve something.
Huh. So you can
Find patterns in data.
find patterns in data. Very interesting. Okay, well, so today I'm going to teach you, there's three types of analytics. There's descriptive analytics, where you just explain the data visually most of the time. So like, you know, when you have a book, that's the data. And when you have the summary, that's the analytics. Got it? Come in. Matar? Is that you? My favorite student. Long time. Wait, what are you doing in my class? Why?
I didn't take it before.
Oh, it's really good. You should join definitely. There's another one called predictive, where the point is to predict things in the future. For example, what would you like to predict? Your GPA, right? Would you like to know it before doing the exam? We could do a data set where I put the students. Let's do it. High tech. So the students here, and here I put features like the past GPA would be one feature, right? So you can what's your GPA last year?
3.7.
3%, very nice. Past GPA. I can choose another feature called
Attendance.
Attendance ratio. Usually it's not correlated.
Right.
So 100% so far. I can put another called
Behavior.
behavior. And another one called whole late. No, late percentage of the class. Yeah. 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, so on. Behavior, good or bad, and whatever. And I can do a model and predict your GPA before you do the exam. Got it? Yeah, great. So you have descriptive, you have predictive, and you have prescriptive. And prescriptive is about what to do, business action. And this is more important because you have more responsibility, right? Okay, if it's a business, should I buy more machines or less machines? You're talking about money now. Makes sense? So there's these 3 kinds of analytics. And if you go to work or you're looking for a job, you're looking for a job? That's fantastic. And you say you know analytics, it's much easier to get a job now. Or your value for the company is much, much higher. Make sense? So last summer, they called me from Dubai, an MBA school called HALT, and they asked me to teach a course about big data analytics. So I'm going to show you a few of the slides I used in the course, which was 4 days. So we're just going to take the best things of the slides. And if there's something you want to go deeper, you tell me. Is that okay? That's one thing. First class. And then we're going to watch your ggplot library a bit. Types of charts. Just basic. And then we're going to go into Kaggle notebooks. So we are going to do a small tutorial in Python, the Titanic tutorial. So that's why I asked you to make a user account. Is that good? Matar, in this class, you have to take notes. Everything is in the class. Counts can be in the quiz, as you know. And it's recorded here. So that's the angle of recording. So maybe if you're afraid, maybe you can sit here in the first. Here. You know what I mean? No. Right now. Here. You stay from here to here. But if I move it, I don't know. Okay, good. Questions? Are you excited? I'm so excited, passionate. And then if we have time, I will show you. They gave me an award to me and my student about some data visualization I did 2 months ago. So I will show you how to visualize data. If you work in a company and you are a very good data scientist, but you cannot visualize data, or you are very bad at telling a story with the data, then it's the same as you are a bad data scientist. So it's also very important to know how to explain things with data. So now there's a big boom about this. There's a huge boom. Like there's so many books about how to tell a story with data and blah, 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 blah. And it's really important. Make sense? If you become good at this, Python notebooks, and you need a job, you call me, I get you a job at a nice place, like McKinsey, one of these places. Okay? If you're good. And how do you know if you're good? You can start doing competitions in Kaggle.com, and that's how you know if you're good or not. Make sense? That's where I learned everything I know about data science, more or less. Got it? And I think somebody asked me for some meetup. No, was it you? No. Anything else? Yes. Shall we start then? Inside the Dropbox link, I share on Slack. Matar, we're using a Slack, so you can ask your friend to get you on board. Can you show the secrets? Alright. You cannot see anything. Hold on. I'm going to share the screen. Let's see. This room is, what's the name of this room? Anybody remembers the name of the room? I think it's 1016. Does that make sense? Is it possible it's 1016? Yes. Okay, just wait a minute. Matal, everybody introduce themselves the first day. Can you introduce yourselves?
My name is Papa. This is my third course semester in Master Software Engineering.
That's it?
You want to know?
I don't know. Tell us something about you to them.
About me?
Yeah.
I just started the job, but I'm on a maternity leave for 3 months.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's it.
Ask me, what do you want to know?
What's your job about?
I'm a school teacher for now. I just need experience for 2 years.
I can too. Good.
Till I get
What,
my
you
master
do?
degrees.
You work in a school though.
I'm American Curriculum School.
Okay, you can be friends. So schools is a place where you can use analytics a lot to improve the school.
Exactly. That's why when you talk about analysis, I know what you are saying. Like the importance of analysis. Everything is analysis. Whatever the student does, we have to analyze.
Perfect. 9716.
No, it's not only about analysis. What is your action plan under analysis? This is the issue.
No. Prescriptive analytics, we will say.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Is that good? Everybody's happy? So,
Dr. Salwa, these slides are available in Dropbox.
yes, the slides name 2-week2.1, so it's very organized. So here in Dropbox, inside the analytics folder, which,
I saw this folder,
yeah, so I'm reorganizing it because this is all the content I use in this big data course. And I just leave it there in case you want to go deeper into something. But basically, you just need to look at these 2 slides here, where it says week 2. You see it? So this is the slides we saw the other day with Pavel, yeah, about the AI and all that stuff. And that was week 1, and this is week 2. These 2, it's hardly, you can hardly see it, but it's there.
Now we are here in week 2.
Yeah, but it's in the Dropbox link, and if you cannot find it, just tell me now. But don't worry, just take notes. Don't worry about the slides so much. Okay, cool. Sure. Okay, it's not working. Hold on. Now, oof, so slow. So analytics, we said there are 3. Yes? Name? Najah. Najah, what's the difference between descriptive and predictive? Interesting. So what is descriptive analytics? Descriptive analytics is what links the market to the firm through information. But here, in the case of a school, what links? What links the firm is going to be the school, and the market is going to be the students, the parents, the customers. So what links your customers, student, to the school through information, the relationship. Yeah. Descriptive analytics is also the information you need to take decisions. Like in the case of a school? Can you take a decision if you don't know how many students you have, or what's the GPA, or the satisfaction? No. It's also some principles for systematically collecting and interpreting data. Oof, what does this mean? Shirikan, what does this mean?
So since we did a summary, first we would like to collect the data systematically, and then after that you would interpret and you get the summary and give it to the customers.
I tell you what it means. It means that there's a chaos today in the companies about data. It's chaos. You will go to your school and you ask for the data. They will have different databases, different formats. One year they use a format, the next year they use another format.
Exactly.
But it's everywhere like this because people don't think it's important.
Even if you have one format, using Excel sheet, sometimes they don't do it all the same way. So when we IT department receive those files, we really suffer. And I remember what you said about cleaning data. This is a problem actually.
So descriptive analytics is about, hey guys, let's not be crazy. Data is valuable. Let's save time later and organize things properly. That's what it means. Cool? There's various types. There's a thing called exploratory research. When you don't know anything about the problem. It's also known as EDA, exploratory data analysis. You will see this word EDA. Remember this, EDA. Descriptive research, that's what I do. And that's a kind of research. Causal research, you want to know the students are dropping out from our school. Why is that? Oh, is this real? Okay, I'm
No,
sorry.
We always ask, yeah, if it happens.
Okay, so you want to know, is it demographics of the city or something related to changes in the school? So you would measure, I don't know, the preparation of the teachers or the demographics of the city and see what is the cause. Try to find out. So that would be descriptive. Yeah, that's good. Is ambiguous by definition. Yes, you don't know what it's like exploring. You don't know.
Not clear at the beginning.
Yep. For example, this is a typical question. Our sales are declining. Why? Why is this happening? In descriptive research, you are aware of the problem already. So in your case, in your school, if you want, you will probably be doing descriptive research. You're aware of the problem, so you know what to look at. An example of descriptive research is this one. Can you read it?
This one?
Yeah.
What is the kind of people are buying our products? And who buy our products? Competitors? Products?
So
You
you want to know who are the parents or who are the, yeah, and you will do a profiling or something. That would be descriptive research. Does that make sense?
but this one is the problem. The problem here is defined.
You know more or less what is it. Like sales are going down or up, or you want them to go more up, higher. You know more or less where to look. So profiling would be an example of descriptive research. And then you have this one, causal research. The problem is clearly defined. Now, Jumana, what research would you do in your school?
I think we are second.
Descriptive research.
No.
I thought you knew exactly what's the problem that the students are going down.
That we are aware of it.
You're aware of it.
You mean we are in the casual one?
Are you or not?
Causal
Yeah.
research.
Are you?
Um,
It's very difficult to say. Maybe you're in between. I don't know. But anyway, there's three sub branches.
But of course, that We passed the first. Are they like phases or no? They are not interrelated.
Usually there are phases. Like usually companies would imagine I am the new CEO of Emirates Airline, let's say, and of course I want to improve operations, revenues, and everything, right? So I don't know anything about the firm, so I'm gonna bring in McKinsey and I'm gonna say, guys, explore the data we have and see what you can find. And then McKinsey will spend 1 month the data, making charts, and then we found 3 interesting areas and 3 problems. And then we would go to the descriptive. Okay, what is it? And then we would. Make sense?
Yes.
Because I feel that the second and the third are almost the same.
Yes.
That here we are aware of the problem and here we define the problem.
I think it's the descriptive. I'm looking for the problem.
Okay. Here's an example of third part. Can you read it?
Really,
Can you read it? No. Oh, you can. Jumana, can you read it? Sorry.
So will buyers purchase more of our product with a change of our website?
That's very defined, right? So you could say, if we paint the school in pink color, we will have more students next year.
here is the solution. If
It's more clearly defined. If we lower the fee, do we have more students? That would be a very good causal research. Make sense? Okay. You saying something?
I'm saying for the last one, they give you like example, like recycling
Clearly defined.
example.
Yeah.
we come not confused. There is questions
A certain
about
question.
science
Yeah.
and will buy. I don't know if they buy or not. So still the problem there.
Very good. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Nobody knows for sure. Feature. All right, awesome. Let's take a bit of a look into exploratory research. For example, an example of exploratory research would be develop initial hunches or insights. Yeah. And it's you try to find problems in management. Yes, you can ask questions. Yeah, you like it. You want to find them? Did you find them?
Dropbox, yeah. The name is inside.
Just go to the search bar and put Dropbox. And you will find all the links containing Dropbox. The last one. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not very rigorous. You just look for things. It's not rigorous. You don't do any statistical test at this stage. Just want to see a big picture, right? So I gave. Oops. I gave you this ggplot charts library. Everybody should have this handouts. Srikan, you can take it. Just come. All right. Thank you very much. Can I have one for me? One of the charts. Yep. Oh, there's not one. Can I have one? Thanks. All right. Is anybody Christian here? No. Anyway, this is gonna be the Bible or the Quran, if you wanna call it. Your new Bible of charts. This is the Bible of charts. Okay. This is the state of the art of charts today. These are all the charts, all the types of charts that you can do with ggplot system, which is a library in R, but it's also available in Python now. So it's really good. Is there any chart you like in particular? That's super awesome. I will put the PDF in the Slack later, and then you can see it. You can see it very, very well. Charts are fantastic. What's your favorite chart?
Where are you reading?
What's your favorite chart? Bar chart, ladder chart,
The chart.
line chart, pie chart. Which one is your favorite?
It's bar charts.
Pie chart is your favorite?
Bar.
Bar chart. And you, Srikanth?
I like the area chart.
Area chart. Okay, no. You will never say, this is my favorite chart. There's a chart for each problem.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
But the
Yeah,
question is
that's
not according to the previous.
I know, it's a trick question. Except, there's one exception, the pie chart. You will never say, I like pie charts, because pie charts are wrong.
Mostly used.
what?
The most used, and they are wrong.
Really?
Why?
Not accurate?
I will explain at the end of the class, okay? But
Yeah, it's everywhere.
you want people to respect you as a data scientist, do not use pie charts,
Okay.
Bar chart.
okay? Or don't say you came to my class. Do whatever you want. Okay, good. Right, let's take a bit of descriptive research. Look at this animation. Isn't it awesome? Let's check descriptive research. Okay. So descriptive research, a typical example of descriptive research is that you give information by group. So you segment your users, your students, your parents, local, non-local, rich, poor, I don't know, single, parents. Typical questions. Who wants to read this one? No one? Okay.
No problem.
Yes.
Okay, what are the characteristics of our customers and the needs of those organizations?
Yeah? Makes sense? That's a typical question. Other one?
What is our share of wallet?
What's your share of the school in the city? Or from all the total customers that you could have, how many go to your school? That's a very good question. This can be done with, yes.
Active data collection or passively observed behavior, unobserved.
So you can collect data actively or passively. For example, examples of active data collection are these ones.
Surveys.
Do you know that, right? If you need to do a survey, how are you going to do it? Yes. If you need to do a survey, how would you do it? Yes. Ask someone on the street. You will go to LA Mall. How? How? Online! Yes, online. Online is a very good choice. Why? Because it's cheap. But yeah, doesn't mean it's the best.
Otherwise, I can create one.
Yes, but it doesn't mean it's the best, okay? But it's super cheap.
Especially with the SurveyMonkey, it generates the analysis for us. Everything is ready.
I've been in the offices of SurveyMonkey. In the summer, I was in California, and I met a friend, and she worked at SurveyMonkey as designer. So she invited me one day for lunch, and we ate lunch in the rooftop, and it's so cool, and it's such a huge company, 400 people, just doing website of survey. Can you believe it? And
Actually, we depend on it, yeah. In like some surveys with parents.
and the, you know Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook?
His her husband.
Her husband is the guy. He died.
He was the CEO.
He was the CEO of SurveyMonkey. He died last year. Anyway, really good food there. Really nice people. Anyway, apart of SurveyMonkey, do you know any other way to collect data? Any other website?
Type forms.
Google Forms, very good.
This type form.
Typeform, where are these guys from?
I'm not sure.
Barcelona.
But it's good if you want to like write sentences instead of just taking every city.
Typeform is better than
I
SurveyMonkey.
just want to.
So they're from Barcelona.
Okay.
So when we do meetups in Barcelona, it's my city, we go to the offices there. Awesome. They have a free bar
So you've been to
and parking for scooters inside. Really awesome. And they have plans and so on. So Typeform is more fun to use. SurveyMonkey has, I think it has more tools to analyze the data.
Yeah.
So it's a competition between these two monsters.
Sorry, what's the other website?
Typeform. So cool people will use Typeform for a survey, basically. I would never use SurveyMonkey in my life because it's not cool. And Typeform is like uses JavaScript to make things. It looks awesome, but I don't know. SurveyMonkey is like Microsoft, and Typeform is like not Microsoft, something else. You got it? Typeform. Hold on. I'm gonna Typeform. Anyway, what's incredible is that you can make money by selling forms online. I mean, if you asked me this 10 years ago, I would say, shut up. That's a silly idea. That's, can you see it? No. That's, well, I put it, that's Typeform. Yes? You see it? Very more like, you know, wow, everything's so slow. Yeah, Typeform. Good. So A/B testing. What's A/B testing? Yes.
Math?
Active that's
I think it's active something.
Is it choices?
Suika.
I kind of forgot.
What?
It's like depending on the customer, you would want to customize it and do the test.
Yeah, something like that. What?
You have choices which is
Okay.
hard ones have.
Imagine I have two bands here, and I want to know which one makes me look better. So one day I put this band on, and I go to LA Mall, and I count how many girls give me the phone number or something like that. And then I put the other one on, and I count the same, right? And that's A/B. And then I said, well, if you want to accomplish this, use this one. And if you want this, use this one. And they do this for the websites. And they count the sales or how many people sign up. It's called A/B because you have two versions of the same website.
competitive.
And they show this version to randomly to you, and the next visitor, they show the other one. And they check what happened, right? So Facebook, for example, does this all the time. At any given moment, they have 50,000 A/B tests running in parallel. Things like, well, this is my Facebook page, but things like changing the icons, changing the color of this blue, some feature, changing the fit AI. And they compare two and say, oh, with this, the user stays 3 more minutes per day than with this one. And that's what they do. Make sense? That's called A/B testing. So it's a typical example of active data collection. Right. Here you have a beautiful place to how to use A/B testing with SurveyMonkey. This is an example of an A/B test, better than this one, I think. Imagine this, you have to decide the packaging of food for dog food. I'm sorry, but I know you don't like dogs a lot, but in America, dogs are like cats here. It's the opposite. Oh, in America, dogs are like professors. So this is the result. By the way, SurveyMonkey does this for you automatically. It's pretty good. So what is it? Oops. So appeal, believability. So you see which one seems better? B, right? Okay. This is another A/B test that I did an A/B test in my book. So this book, Sketch Thinking, 3 years ago I wrote this book, and I made 2 versions of it. One with a cute cover, and the other one on the right bottom. It's the same book, and they're sold on Amazon. And super interesting. This is exactly the same book. You get different reviews because the different cover appeals to different people. So very interesting.
Which one's it? The black one.
Yes, correct. Okay, so surveys. Everybody uses surveys. Don't be ashamed to use surveys. This Fortune 500. Everybody uses surveys all the time to know what's going on. Yeah. And you can use the data to segment customers with pricing. Does it make sense? And that, yeah, this is how SurveyMonkey segments you. This is the typical survey strategy of many websites.
Regarding the online surveys, yes, it's like not that much reliable. We cannot rely on the results because anyone can do it. Like it's not the paper one, or especially lately now when we receive the links through WhatsApp. So I'm not sure if this link is received by a teacher or by a parent or by who. And some people are really faking results. I mean, giving in like wrong input, so which will lead to wrong results and wrong action. That's why, like, I think the manual way is kind of more secure.
Yeah, sure, but more expensive. So there are strategies to avoid that. For example, you can send the survey link to email of your customers only. That's one thing. The other, to make sure people give accurate information, you say there's going to be a raffle of an iPhone. So make sure your email is correct. And then people, when there's an iPhone, they put the correct phone number and they lie less, for example. But yeah, you're right, it's a problem.
But I think as long as we are by PCs, far better than phones. And once it's by phones, it's going to be...
It's all about the cost. So, online is less reliable, but with online you can get 1,000 times more data.
Yes.
Then-
much less.
Or, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I think what you're saying, okay, there's another one called Qualtrics Mobile. That's another famous one. Qualtrics. Rings a bell. Yeah, so I think what you're saying is also part of this. Do you know this guy on the top right?
Who doesn't know?
Well, when Matar came here, did you know it?
I know.
Of course. I had some students that didn't know it. The first year I came here, 2000, a long time ago. Anyway,
Maybe that was me.
no,
No, I know.
it was not you. Henry Ford said, if I had made a survey, he didn't say survey, but he said, if I had asked people, you know Henry Ford? He invented the car, the Ford T. He said, if I had asked people, what do you want for transportation? Remember, that time everybody was horses. They would have said a faster horse. So he would have never invented a car. You get it? That's one thing.
People don't know what they want.
Yes. And kids especially don't know what they want. So that's what Steve Jobs said. The third one. Don't ask customers what they want because they don't know most of the time. They can not imagine it. Sometimes they know. Does this make sense? Yes. Abdullah.
As Steve Jobs said, don't ask customers.
He said something like that in his autobiography.
Shopping with products like
Yeah. I think Apple lost this now because
yes.
they don't ask and they don't give us what we want. Right? And there's another interesting story I want to tell you. It's called the jobs to be done theory, nothing related to jobs. It's called jobs to be done theory. Are you familiar with this theory? It's related to customers don't know what they want. But it will help you in your life. It goes like this, something like this. It's from a Stanford professor. It says, there was this McDonald's burger in the middle somewhere. And this McDonald's outlet, they used to sell a lot of milkshakes. Do you know what a milkshake?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. A lot of them at 6 a.m. in the morning, which is weird, but anyway, McDonald's very interested in this trend. They say, oh, what's going on? Maybe we will make more money with milkshakes. So they start investigating what's going on with these milkshakes, right? And say, wow, we sell a lot of milkshakes at 6 a.m. in the morning. Let's try to increase sales. Yes! So let's make the milkshake larger or bigger. But, no, sales, that's not the same thing. Let's make it more nutritious, organic milk.
The same.
More flavors. So, customers didn't care about that. That was not the reason they were buying the milkshake. They were not buying the milkshake because they were hungry. What? I cannot hear you. What?
So they decided to sell burgers.
Oh no, that was a few years ago, not 50 years ago. That was burgers also, but it was weird that at 6 a.m. in the morning in this place they would sell so many milkshakes. What's the reason?
Yeah.
Anyway, McDonald's was saying, let's change the name of the milkshake. Let's see if we sell more milkshakes. Anyway, no. Anyway, why were people buying the milkshake at 6 a.m. in the morning? Turns out, many buyers were commuters. So they were buying the milkshake, they will put it in the car, and then drink it on the trip. So anything you did to increase they were not hungry. They were buying the milkshake because the milkshake entertained them in the trip. Because it has a straw, you play with it, you know what I mean? So the job the milkshake was doing was entertainment. It was not nutrition or thirsty or maybe food. And then McDonald's said, okay, let's make the milkshake thicker so it's harder to drink. It lasts longer, it's more entertaining because and then they got it. Makes sense? So it's very important to understand what job is your product or service doing also. You might think your school is doing education, but maybe it's just keeping the kids safe or something else. But it's also important to know. Even though McDonald's cannot say, hey, buy this milkshake that will keep you entertained during the trip. You cannot say that. And that's one of the things. So that job study on theory, there's a book about it. So, questions? Mobile surveys are super awesome. Yes? In our lab, we collaborate with a startup from Barcelona. They have an app called My Happy Force with 4 faces in the app, and every day the employees, they click on the faces after work. So every day the company has trends of happiness by department, by everything, so they can find, oh, this department, there's a big drop in happiness, what's going on?
Is it anonymous?
It's anonymous. We published a paper about it, and we found out very interesting information. Like what?
Sad.
That it doesn't matter if you're sad or not. You know, people quit their jobs, but if you're sad or not, it's no relation with quitting. Risk of quitting, probability of quitting. But what's important is if your department has an average very low, but you're a bit higher than the department, that's good. You will not quit so much. Or if your department is very high average happiness, and you're below the average, then you will quit faster. Even you're happier than this guy here. So relative happiness is important. That's what we find out. Yeah. So anyway, it's pretty interesting, right? Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Right. And this is a screenshot of an app of another friend. This one they're based in Singapore. It's an app. When you have a headache, you say what you were eating and what you were doing, and then the app starts finding trends. And then after a while, it will say, hey, you have headache. You have headache every time you eat chocolate and you do homework, you have headache. So stop. So anyway, that's another kind of survey stuff. So that's my happy force. Okay. Another keyword you should know, just not. Yeah. Questions?
Say a company has many customers, you could send these surveys and get an aggregate score. How it's one of those mails you get. How likely would you recommend this to your friends or something?
Yeah, that's called a recommender system. It was a very hot topic 6 years ago, and still now is. If you're interested in that, we can spend one session, one class, 1 hour. It's a very good tutorial about recommender systems, how they work. But basically, they work by Amazon sells a product. I never liked this product before. How does Amazon know that I will like this product? So she can look at people similar to me that like products similar to what I like, and then they can say, maybe you will also like it. Yeah? So that's one way to do these kind of recommendations. Very complicated, but very fascinating topic also. Very hot topic. All right, cool. Okay, where are we now? Yes. There's this thing called NPS. NPS means net a score. It's very used in industry. So you ask people, would you recommend Slack? Let's calculate the net promoter score of Slack. Now you've been using Slack for 1 week. When do you have to pray, by the way?
10 minutes.
You tell me, okay? Slack. Would you recommend Slack? From 0 to 10. Would you recommend, yes or no? What number would you give me?
It's too early to judge.
No, I'm sorry. Just give me a number.
8.5.
You 10. 10. 8.
8.
I'm going
8.
for 7.
Don't judge.
Something. Next one.
Let's say 7.
8. Really?
Let's say 7.
Matar? Let's say Matar says 0. Okay. So, how many do we have? 8, 9, or 10? This one. How many do we have? 7 or 8? Oh, we have. So we have a lot of 7s here. Okay, so we have 1 like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 like this, yeah? What's the net promoter score then?
That's the best.
Promoters, we have 1 minus 1 minus 1 divided by all of them. So that's 0%.
What do you like the one minus one?
Because Matar doesn't like it. They don't count. And anybody says, yeah, nice, 8, 7. Because people don't want to feel bad, so they say 7, 8. That means I don't care. Leave me alone. Questions?
So it basically says if the number of promoters are more than the detractors or not.
If the number, it's a very quick number. If it's positive, it means your customers are happy and will do promotion of your school or of the course or of Slack. So in your case, Slack's NPS here is 0, which means they will not get additional Slack users from this class because you are not fanatics, 10s or 9s. But they will not lose because you will not go talking bad about Slack to other people. So that's okay, but it's a good indicator very quickly. So you can do it in your school with the students, with the parents, with the teachers. Would you recommend to work here? if you have a net promoter positive, it means you will get new users without doing anything. It's like word of mouth. Passive collection sources. Scanner data, do you know what's that? Carrefour, Carrefour scanner. Beep, beep, beep. That's called scanner data. You can skip this one. And what about web data? That would be the logs, who is visiting the website, who's logging in the system, blah, 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 blah. Scanner data it was very huge before, and it's still very huge. Remember that most of the, even though you buy a lot in soup.com, but that's only 5% of the total sales of the country. Okay, so it has a lot to grow, but most of the sales are still in the shop, physical. Yeah, so you have. There's a thing called the data cube for these kind of supermarkets like Carrefour. So you have the shop location, the product type, like milk or something, the when was this bought, and the variable, which is the price or something else. Yeah? So that's a cube. And anyway, so you have a lot of data there in Carrefour, and my friend works at Carrefour in the analytics department, for example. He hates. Okay. So this was a big thing in the 1980s. So if you go to a company and you talk to old people, you have to talk this language to them. That's good to know. Okay. Typical managed questions is this one, for example. Or this one, yeah? Maybe you are part of a chain of schools and you have some marketing that works in Dubai, but maybe it doesn't work here. So, yeah. All right. So that's. Shall we do the break now? Break now. Break time. I'll see you in 12 minutes. 15 minutes?
15 is okay.
Okay. 15. You had a baby? That's so cool. Boy or girl?
Oh, I love you.
How's being a mom? You happy? Are you happy?
I've been a mom for 2 years.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yes, I'm happy.
You okay? Let's see, it's like here. 23, 24. Oh God, dead.